California coastal home prices are dropping. I'm seeing the lowest number that I have seen all year since I started tracking. And not only that, but they have been dropping every single week since July. So this is the median home prices dropping. And stick around because we do have some good news. I've got 31 new listings I'm seeing across the Central Coast. We're going to go over those, plus all the real estate data you need, whether you're looking to buy or sell here on the Central Coast of California. By the way, if we haven't met, my name is Denise Dresbach. I am a California licensed real estate agent, and I'm located in Morro Bay. And this is your Monday Market Snapshot. So let's take a look at these numbers for August 25th, 2025. We're headed towards September in a very fast motion. And we're going to take a look first at the coastal numbers. So the Central Coast of California, San Luis Obispo County, I'm taking a look at these numbers involve these following locations: Morro Bay, where I'm located, Los Osos, Cayucos, and Cambria, and Pismo Beach, Avila Beach, Arroyo Grande, Grover Beach, and Oceano. So just sort of those coastal locations. And what we have today on August 25th, I see 263 active number of properties available across those coastal towns. And that number had been going down for a little while, then it popped back up, and now it's going back down. So we have 263 opportunities for you right there. And the price changes, this is all from the last 7 days. So in the last 7 days, there were 25 price changes. Most of those are price reductions, and that's very close to the number we had in the past couple of weeks. So my last update, I did report 24, the one before that was 27, and the one before that's 33. So we do have a nice chunk of price changes that are going on, and the longer things are sitting, some of those sellers are reducing their prices. And for the new and active coming soon, I mentioned it before, we have 31 new listings from this past 7 days. So 7 of those 31 are coming soon, and the rest of them are active. So if you wanted to take a tour, take a look at one of those homes or some of those homes, we can do that for those. So 31. Last week, I reported 28. The week before that, we had a nice jump, and that was 42. So that's our new and active. And in the second half of this video, I'm going to go over some of those, and you can kind of get a feel for what those listings are. Pending and under contract. In the last 7 days, we had 20, and that's a little less than the last few weeks. In fact, the last time we had a low number was in the middle of July. We had 16 for a 7-day period. So this last 7 days, we only had 20 pending and under contract here on the coastal side of things. Okay, so for our closed properties in the past 7 days, I'm seeing 16. So we only had 16 closed last week, and that number has come down from the prior weeks that I've been reporting this. And of those 16, for our cumulative days on market, that median number is 20 days. So that's gone down just a little bit from last week's report. And then the average is 49 days. It's gone down a little bit, but it's very similar. Last week I reported 29 median and 52 average. So this is now going to talk, we are now going to talk about the median close price. And that is the number that really stands out to me as the kind of the star of this show. And that is that the median close price has gone down, and it is going down. So I'm looking at July. Okay, so the end of July, July 28th, I reported $1,125,000 for our median price. And every week since then, that number has gone down. It's dropped to $950, $925, $899, $250. And now this past week, of those 16 closed, we only had 16, the median number is $813,250. So that is the lowest number. In fact, since I've been recording these Monday Market Snapshots and putting my data in my little spreadsheet here, I'm seeing since April, this is the lowest number that I've seen for a median price. So if you're looking to buy, that's good news. If you're looking to sell, you're like, oh no, wait a minute. But yeah, so that's 813,250 for that median price. And that really is just the middle of those 16. So that's the median price information. And I'm looking at the average. The average is under a million, and that's 917,531. So our maximum of those 16 closed in the past week was 1,750,000. So we got some low numbers from this past week, and it's definitely something to keep an eye on, and we'll see what happens next week. So that is your median close price number. And now we're going to just quickly go over a couple of SLO County, San Luis Obispo County numbers. The active number for the SLO County has come down a little bit too. So last week I reported 750. So this week I'm seeing 738. So we had a few probably canceled, and we'll talk about that in a minute. There were some closed, obviously the 16 that closed and then pending under contract, and just not as much inventory coming on. So the active number is 738, and the price change in the last 7 days is exactly the same as what I reported last week, 75. So there were 75 price changes. Most of those are reductions in price. And just to give you a little reference, the highest number of price changes that I've seen since I've been recording this is 102. We had 102 price changes across the entire county, and that was back in June. So that is kind of a comparison to see, like, that's our highest, and now we're at 75 last week. So the new number that I've been following here is the canceled, expired, withdrawn, and hold. So I'm just tracking to see how many people are getting out of their, their house is listed for sale. They're not getting the price they want, and they're canceling. Or perhaps it's just expiring and then it's relisted, or it's being put on hold for some reason. So that number from the last 7 days in the entire county is 28. So that number has popped up. Last week I reported 18. So that number has gone up, and I'm going to really focus on canceled going forward, because I just want to see, how many people are actually canceling in the county per week. And that number for the past 7 days is 10. So 10 people out of that 28 canceled. The rest of them were either expired, or they withdrawn, or they were put on hold. So 10 canceled. And that is your Monday Market Snapshot. Now we are going to take a look at the new listings here. And I'm going to first just give you kind of a broad summary of the locations and how many properties are in those spots. So we have no properties in Avila this past week. We have 9 in Arroyo Grande. There's 6 in Cambria. There was 1 in Cayucos, 3 in Grover Beach and Los Osos. We have 6 in Morro Bay the past week. And I did go to the Brokers Open, of course, last week. I share that video every week, and there were a couple of really nice Morro Bay properties to share with you. So check that out if you haven't. And there was 1 Oceano and only 2 in Pismo. Okay, so for our range of prices for this 31 new, and then actually as I was looking at this, we got another one. So we have 32 new listings. So that's good news for you if you're looking to buy. Lowest price property on today's list, $539,000, and that looks to be a condo in Arroyo Grande. And then our highest price property is just under 3.7 million in Arroyo Grande. And that one is, it's got, almost 2 acres. And it's like a nice compound coming soon in September. So if you're looking for a compound in Arroyo Grande, there's a Mediterranean Ridge top retreat with breathtaking views and unmatched privacy, just under $3.7 million. So it's funny, when I first started looking at this list, I saw 22 million in Pismo, and I thought, holy Toledo, 22 million, that's a property I need to take a look at. And I think it just had a little bit of a typo. There was an extra 0 there, and it's actually 2.2 million in Pismo. Okay, so now my new format, I'm kind of just giving a summary of some of these listings, and then I'm actually going to go over Cambria, Los Osos, Morro Bay, and Cayucos one by one, so you have those in detail. And then if there's any location that I don't go over and you want me to go over those in detail, please comment below. I'm happy to provide that information, just sort of gauging on interest and the time that we have here. So for Arroyo Grande, as I mentioned, there were 9 in Arroyo Grande, and a lot of those properties are going to have some nice sized lots. You have a couple that are over an acre. There's one that's over 2 acres. And, again, $539,000. If you just want a condo in Arroyo Grande, you got your lowest price property of today at $539,000. So let's take a look now at Cambria. So Cambria had 6, and this property is a 2-bedroom, 1-bath. And it's just over 1,000 square feet. This one's on a lot of 7,000 square feet. You got a single level home, and it does have a 2-car detached garage. Really nice. Built in the 50s. It's located on Lodge Hill area of Cambria. And you've got a single level home with a partial basement. So maybe there's some potential there that you can use that basement for some extra space. And I'm just taking a look at those photos, and I do see carpet. There's no furniture or anything in there, so you can see exactly what you're getting. And there are some original fixtures and things here, so you do have kind of that 50s charm, but there are some updates as well. Like I do see some newer flooring. That one is listed for $650,000 in Cambria. And for the next one in Cambria, this home is a 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath, over 1,300 square feet. You've got 2,500 square foot lot, but it is a 2-level home and a 2-car detached garage built in the 90s. This one's located in Marine Terrace neighborhood. You are right there by the ocean, and you're right there by Fiscalini, which is a great place for taking a walk. You've got acres and acres and acres of nature and ocean views and forests and all that kind of thing. Fiscalini is a great place to go take a walk. So you're so close to those things, the ocean and Fiscalini, and not to mention, you also, it looks like, have a 2-car detached garage. And it looks like you are street to street. Street to street lot is very nice. And you're stretching from Oceanfront Boulevard. So this is a rooftop. It also has a rooftop deck. And I do believe this one might be a little bit of a fixer. So if you are looking for some ocean views, rooftop deck in Cambria, and you're okay with getting in there and doing some work, this one's listed for $700,000. Phone call. So that one in Marine Terrace. And if you're not familiar with Cambria's neighborhoods, I do have some videos I'll link so you can get an idea of the neighborhoods and that kind of thing. So for the next one in Cambria, I talked about this one in my open house tours video last week. This is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. It's under $1 million, and it's got a 10,000 square foot lot. It's got plans ready for remodeling. You have ocean views, forest views, 2-car detached garage, and that one's under $950,000. So that's in Cambria. So there's, I think this one also has a vacation rental license, which, when you're looking in Cambria, if you want to buy something, let's say you want to buy something as like a second home and you want to rent it out while you're not using it, this one already has a license. So that means that you should be able to apply for your own, because there are restrictions for vacation rental license. If you want more information about that, please don't hesitate to comment below or reach out, and I'm happy to send you the information. Okay, so that one's under $950,000. Then we have another one in Cambria. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and it says that it has 3 sides are vacant lots. So that's another thing to note, is when you're seeing an empty lot somewhere, the chances of it being built on are pretty slim. So if you want a little bit of privacy and you have vacant lots around you, that's a win, right? 3-bedroom, 2-bath, over 1,500 square feet. The lot on this is over 8,000 square feet. It was built in the 40s, and I'm looking at the photos here, and it's got a lot of charm. It's got beautiful siding, and it looks move-in ready. This one is Cambria meets Cape Cod in this quaint, cute New England style cottage. So you got single level home. There doesn't look like there's a garage on this one, but you do have that over 8,000 square foot lot, which is really nice. And this one is listed for $1,039,000. And it's got a bocce ball court, RV and boat parking, and it's got the whimsical new custom stone wall, a whole bunch of good stuff here. So that one's $1,039,000 in Cambria. And for the next one in Cambria, we got a 3-bedroom, 3.5 bath. This one's almost 2,500 square feet. It's 5,600 square foot lot with 2 levels. And I see ocean, ocean, ocean out of all of these windows. So you've got ocean views. And that one is listed for $1,050,000. And I just want to mention that it does say 3-bedroom, 2-bath main home of approximately 1,930 square feet. Plus, it has a detached studio, approximately 500 square feet. So you've got a multi-generational living or maybe income opportunity. So this is a really great one. You get your views and then possibility to maybe add a little bit of income there, or if you just need the space, there it is. And this is listed for $1,050,000 right there in Cambria. It looks like it's pretty close to West Village. So it does mention that it's a unique artist retreat, panoramic ocean views, and it is in Happy Hills. So wouldn't you be happy to live in Happy Hills? Okay, Cambria, we got another one, 4-bedroom, 3-bath. This one's over 2,000 square feet, and the lot size on it is 3,500, but it is a 3-level. So it does have a 2-car attached garage there on the bottom. It was built in the 70s, and it is generous living space with white water, ocean views, just 700 feet from Moonstone Beach and Chamel Park. So that's your location. And that one is listed for $1,250,000. So you got some nice views out of that one. And okay, so now let's take a look at this Cayucos one. So we've been talking about this one for the past couple of weeks. Coming soon, finally on the 29th. So it will be active this week. You are on the ocean side of Highway 1, so you're close to downtown, the pier, and the ocean, the beach. You got 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 1,800 square feet, just a little bit over 1,800. And this is a 2-level, 2-car attached garage, built in 2000, and this one is listed for just over 1.5 million in Cayucos. So it does mention it's got vaulted ceilings, natural light, open floor plan, living, dining flow seamlessly, showcasing ocean views. So if you've been looking for that Cayucos close to the beach home, this one's listed for $1,549,000, and we can tour that on the 29th. So let's get it scheduled, and I'd be happy to show it to you. Okay, so that was the only one in Cayucos for today. And if I take a look next at Los Osos, this one is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. It's almost 1,300 square feet. It's on a lot size of 6,250, and it is a single level with a 2-car attached garage, and it's built in the 80s. It's got low maintenance front yard. It's got updates inside, clean, move-in ready, definitely updated. And this one is listed for $824,000. So you are, let's see, natural light, gas fireplace, open concept, new HVAC, new ducting. You got some new blinds. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff here with the 2-car garage and so on and so forth. So $824,000 in Los Osos. I imagine that'll go pretty quickly. So if you're interested in it, let me know. And if you ever want like a link or a video tour, maybe you can't get here to see it, just let me know. I'm happy to do that for you. Okay, so the next one is a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, almost 1,800 square feet. The lot size on this is just over 4,000. It's a 2-level home with 2-car attached garage. This one is turnkey, newly improved, and it does have solar that's owned. And you got this 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, and it does have, I've seen this one, it does have a, I think it's 2 bedrooms on the bottom floor and then 1 on the top floor, with the bath and kitchen living on that top floor. So really nice move-in ready, under $1 million, actually under $950,000 in Los Osos. And you're right there in the Cuesta Inlet neighborhood, so you can walk right over to the water very easily. For the next one in Los Osos, I talked about this one in my open house tour video last week. This is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, another move-in ready, just under 1,600 square feet. It does have 2 levels. There's no garage, but there's plenty of parking in the driveway. And the front and back landscaping is done. You know, it's very low maintenance, nice succulents and things like that. The backyard had a pretty substantial, it felt substantial, but it just looked easy to care for. And I say this after pulling weeds and cutting bushes and doing all that this past weekend. So I've got the opposite in my yard. Anyway, this one's clean and it's got a hot tub back there. There's a workshop in the back. So no garage, but you do have that little structure in the back that looks like it's a workshop for now. And this is under $1 million. So upstairs is where your living room is, and there's a deck off of the living room, and you can see a little bit of the water from there. So you've got Morro Rock, the dunes, and the bay from views from this home. So that one there under $1 million in Los Osos. And then the Morro Bay home that I'm seeing here next is a 1-bedroom, 1-bath, and I talked about this one last week as well. So we're on repeat if you've already seen that one. But this is a really darling cottage, beach cottage in Morro Bay. You've got water views from the front yard. It's 1-bedroom, 1-bath, another move-in ready. It's got vintage charm, but it just looks ready to go. You also have a detached garage, and all the landscaping is done, and just great little hangout spots all around. Really nice. So that one is listed under $850,000. That's been on the market for 5 days now, and it does mention. So it's got a detached 1-car garage. You got versatile possibilities as a workshop, art studio, office, or even future ADU. Something to check with the city. So that one is just under $850 in the Morro Heights neighborhood. You're right across from the water. Really cute. You got to see that one. Next one in Morro Bay is a 3-bedroom, 2.5-bath. It's under 1,500 square feet. The lot size on this one is 2,800. It's located in North Morro Bay. You got 2 levels and a 2-car attached garage, and it's built in 2007. And it looks like it has the living space on the top floor, so you do get some nice views out there and ocean breezes. And so that one is 3-bedroom, 3-bath, listed just at $950. So $950,000, and that is active now. That one basically came on like today. So for the next one in Morro Bay, we've got another one that I talked about in my open house tour video, 2-bedroom, 2-bath. This one is over 1,300 square feet, and it's on a lot size of 2,400. But what you have is you have a garage, and then you have 1 bedroom on the top floor and 1 bedroom on the bottom floor. And to get to those floors, you have an elevator. So maybe you need the extra space, or maybe you want to rent the bottom out. There's a couple possibilities there. And then there also is a backyard area with like barbecue and hangout spot, and it had all that. So that one is I think it was 6 homes from the crosswalk that takes you to the beach right there at Morro Strand, and whitewater ocean views, and you're just steps from the sand. So, you can just pop right out of your house, go to the crosswalk, and you're on the beach in just a few minutes. $1,175,000. Okay, so let's take a look at this. And what I'm seeing here is for our next property, this is a newer build. In fact, it says 2025 for the year. And it is in North Morro Bay. You're up at the very top of the hill, furthest to getting close to Cayucos, so at the very end of North Morro Bay there. And it's a 3-bedroom, 3.5-bath, under 2,500 square feet. The lot size is 2,400 square feet, but the home itself is 3 or more levels. It does have a 2-car attached garage. And this one is brand new, custom home in the heart of Morro Bay. You get sweeping ocean views of the Pacific Ocean, Morro Rock, and then of course the surrounding hills. And this one is listed just under 1.9. So that is your new build in Morro Bay for today. And then finally, we have another one in Morro Bay. So this one is, I haven't seen this one yet. This is, so kind of rare. You got this Morro Bay 3-bedroom, 3-bath, oceanfront beach track home, and it's been listed for about a week now. Move-in ready. Did I mention oceanfront? 3 bedroom, 3 bath, just over 1,800 square feet. It does have a 2-car detached garage, and this is a single level home. So it has some beautiful, I saw some beautiful stonework for the fireplace. It's got low maintenance yard. And of course, you have this nice paver patio that just you can just relax on your lounger and look at the ocean all day. So that one is listed for $2,175,000, and that is active. So we could potentially see that today. So another thing about that one, let's just take a look at some of the information here. It does say that it is an active vacation rental. So you have to schedule around the guest reservations. And you do want to know that per city of Morro Bay, you can't transfer that license. So if you were thinking that you could buy this home and have it as a vacation rental, chances are you cannot. So you cannot transfer the license. And so, this would be something you just have to enjoy for yourself. But there's also other options. You could maybe do a midterm rental where you furnish it and you rent it monthly, 30 days or more. And, that could be an option. So if you want to kind of, if it's not something you can move into right away and you just want to make some money to help pay for expenses, $2,175,000 in Morro Bay. And then we have another one in Morro Bay. So it's a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath. This one is over 2,900 square feet. So this is a big home, and it's on a 5,000 square foot lot, but it does have 3 or more levels. I think it's 3 levels total. And it's got a 3-car attached garage. This one's built in the 90s. And I do believe it's got, yes, this one is updated. It is beautiful. It's got a lot of beautiful fixtures. I mean, this is ready to go. And something else is major bonus is you have beautiful views of Morro Rock and out to the Pacific Ocean. So you got fully renovated. You got a 3-car garage. You've got views, and you're in the Morro Heights neighborhood. So you're in a location that provides those beautiful views, and you can also walk to the state park, and then there's also Black Hill, and then of course you're located close to downtown and Barcadero and all that kind of stuff, but you're up on the hill. So what I always say is when you're in Morro Heights, you can get down to Embarcadero to the water pretty quickly, but coming up is a little bit of a steep hill. So, it's a workout to get back home. All right, so that one's just under 2.5 million in the Morro Heights neighborhood. That'll be fun to check out. And as soon as I do, I will definitely let you know. Okay, so that is it for those 4 locations: Cayucos, Cambria, Morro Bay, and Los Osos. And then just kind of taking a look at those other properties. If I do this by price, and I just kind of want to go over some of these lower priced ones, $539,000 for that condo in Arroyo Grande. That's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. And then there is a $600,000 townhouse, and that one's in Arroyo Grande as well, 2-bedroom, 1-bath. And then there's, let's see, I see an Oceano property under 650 that's coming soon. And that's a single family home. So under 650, it says it's got 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath, and lovingly cared for over the years. It has an oversized front yard, endless possibilities. So that's just some of the lower priced properties. And then if we take a look at those higher priced properties, I'm just going to go to that Arroyo Grande compound I already talked about. That's coming soon in September, 3.7 almost. And then next one in Arroyo Grande is a 5-bedroom, 4-bath, over 3,300 square feet, and the lot size on that one is 5.8 acres. So that one's going to be coming soon in September as well. That's $2,650,000, and that one's in Arroyo Grande. And then, so we do have quite a bit of coming soon, 7, I think it was. In Pismo, let's take a look at what we got in Pismo here. Pismo, I'm seeing too, there was that one that was for 2.2. First, I thought it said 22 million. There's no pictures on that. It's another one coming soon in September. So there's a couple of Pismo Heights is where that one's located. And that's a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath for 2.2. And then there's another one in Pismo that's active right now. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. You get a 2-car attached garage in Shell Beach. And that one is 32, let's see, over 1,200 square feet. And that one's listed for 1,348,000. So that's just kind of a summary of some of the stuff that's out there, including the new listings from those locations that I did. And again, if you want me to go through the details of Arroyo Grande or Pismo Beach or Oceano, Grover Beach, all those, let me know and I will definitely bring those back into the mix of things. So that's going to do it for me. And if you want any more information, if you want a video tour, I can send you a private video tour of any of these properties or any properties that you've had your eye on out there. If you're not working with an agent, I'd love to work with you, and just feel free to reach out. All that information is down below in the description or a pinned comment. And please don't forget to subscribe, like the video so I can keep making these, and let me know if there's anything else I can provide. All right, I hope to see you on the next one.